Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Eating Peace, this summary week in August at the time of this recording. Okay, the invitation is to consider bringing the energy that you're eating with into a different, more peaceful place rather than changing the food that you're eating. It's okay to change the food that you're eating if you want to, and you can know what works for you and what doesn't. But consider the energy that we've often eaten with when we have eating troubles, disordered, out of order eating, disordered thinking. It's fearful energy. We're terrified about the food that we are eating. We're terrified about what will happen later on. This will make me gain weight. It's the calling cry of the century, the one of the biggest beliefs that we have holding, we have a lot of proof for. This will make me fat. This will make me ugly. What's wrong with being ugly? I won't be attractive to other people. What's wrong with that being attractive to other people? I'll be all alone in this world. What's wrong with being all alone in this world? I'll experience loneliness and emptiness, and I don't like that. What else kind of fears do I have about being with this food and eating? The fear I have of this food and eating, it will make me unhealthy. It will give me a disease. It will make my blood sugar go up. It will bring me tiredness. It will make me have cancer. Like, very catastrophic things can happen with this thought about food and eating. I know that this happens to people. It's happened to me before. It's happened to other people. Doing this work is not about being in denial or not about being unscientific. Great to collect all that and have the data. In fact, wonderful. Let the experts understand all that. So much brilliance to be had in the knowledge of nutrition. It has helped me immensely. There's been some in the trajectory of becoming more and more peaceful with food and eating in the world, and the relationship and the contact with food and eating coming in and out of my life and into this body, how I feel about it and the energy I have about it. It has made a huge difference to learn some things that really affected the peace and health that I was experiencing at the time. Like, I didn't realize what was happening in my brain as much. So that was helpful. But I don't have to. I need to get a PhD in it or make sure that it's happening every second and hold it like this because it's so frightening. No. So noticing that, if I have a taste of this food, if I take in this food, if I make contact with this food, if I'm talking to this nasty person, then I'm in danger. So not just danger of loneliness, I'm in danger. It will actually hurt me. Okay, so we can see the fear there. And finally, a sense of this food will just kind of overpower me. I'll be thinking of nothing but the food. I'll be obsessed with this food. It's so appealing and so attractive that I will become a tiny little nothing in the presence of this food, and it will just become the end all be all for me. Obsessed, whatever addiction is, addicted. So all of these, that is even frightening in itself to hold. There's just a lot of fear. Let's look at that one today, just to be simple with it. How much fear we bring to the table, literally, when it comes to food or eating. All the dangers about eating. Okay, it's dangerous to eat. Is it true? Notice what happens when you think it. I can't tell you how many people have said to me in groups and workshops, I always just wish there was a pill that I could take so I could not even have to think about this anymore, that it would just handle the food intake thing, the energy input. Otherwise, I could forget all about it. Notice what happens when you believe it's dangerous to eat. It's dangerous for whatever your reasons are, It'll make me fat. It'll make me powerless. I'll be out of control. I'll get cancer. Notice what happens when you believe that about this thing. See how there's also other unconscious reasons that are sort of more hidden under the surface because we feel so guilty or weird about them because those dangers are so heightened, that are under the surface about why I like to be in relationship with this food or eating. Like, I want it, like a love-hate relationship. I want to eat this thing because it helps with fill in the blank. It helps me fill in the blank there. Let yourself sit for a moment. You could find gold sitting there for a moment. What does it help with to eat this food? What do I not have to think about? What do I find like is a relief? I don't have to be so controlling anymore. I don't have to be tightened down. Um, I don't have to be at war. I don't have to be uh, just controlling myself every moment. I don't have to be so hungry. Okay, so for these reasons, they're right under the surface. Why I like it. So I have a battle internally happening. A battle in itself is rather frightening. It's very tense. It's really tense, oppositional energy for sure. It is not peaceful. So we'll go into the fourth question. Who would you be without the story? It's dangerous to eat. You could also look and see that one that's running on the surface that I mentioned. It's dangerous not to eat in this moment. Do you believe that? Have you noticed you have that also very strong as a belief? I certainly had that too. It's a lose-lose situation if it's dangerous to eat and it's dangerous to not eat. What are your options? It's terrible. Very frightening, the whole perspective, the whole ballpark. But notice that's just a thought. It's just in the mind. It's just in the mind. Thank goodness. It's just thinking. It's thinking happening. Who am I without believing all these thoughts? What else is going on here without thought? Can I just be aware, noticing, observing human being who is thinking without the belief that it's true, without knowing that the food is dangerous, without knowing not eating isn't so good either? What if there was another way? What if it was possible to be peaceful as I relate to food and eating? What if, even if you think you can't find that, what if? What if it didn't make me fat? What if it didn't bring poor health? What if it didn't make me unappealing? What if it didn't leave me lonely? What if it wasn't a terrifying relationship that I can't live with somehow? What if that was not true? What if it was okay to actually be able to take or leave it? What if I could leave it alone and be safe? And you've got your list, you're really looking closely at what it is that you need food for. Let yourself consciously see that better. It's there, the reasons. Who would you be without your story? Who would you be without this whole story of food and eating being a lose-lose situation? Turned around, it will not make me fat. My thinking makes me fat, extra, heavy, weighted, burdened, lonely, powerless, like I'm a tiny little nothing. My thinking about this, some way I'm relating to the world, makes me think that food is my only option for pleasure. Makes me, my feelings I'm frightened about. Other things that I feel afraid of. Interactions with humans. Ways of being with the world. My perception of reality. Taking things in that happen in life, which is when we're taking physical matter in when we eat food. That frightens me. That is scary. Maybe that came first, the scare, the fear. So just letting it be noticed that the fear and everything is running out of mind, thought running. What if it's possible that there could be a winning situation? It sounds a little bit like we're beating something or rising to the top of it, but not lose, like just neutral, peaceful, easy, hands off. Instead of like this gripping, fighting thing, hands off. What if we just let ourselves have a drop of that kind of peaceful energy just for a moment, just for a second, giving yourself that, noticing this is just mind, this is just a thought, this is just a story about food being frightening. I wasn't born with the belief that food is terrifying and dangerous. I need to watch out about it. I wasn't born with the thought that food is my only pleasure and that other things are terrifying, that food will then, kind of tampen down or comfort me from. I wasn't born with this perspective of fear in life. And I certainly have the capacity to inquire, even if I think I was born with that. I can inquire about anything that's incoming, anything that I object to. It feels frightening. Let's do the work on that. Let's do the work on that. Get out pen and paper so you can slow that mind down. Busy, speedy, panicked, nervous, anxious mind that's running quickly. Write down your thoughts and question them. Is it true? Can I absolutely know it? Look how I react when I'm believing it's true. Who would I be without this story? And then turn it around. That's what we do with the work, really feeling it every bit of the way. What does that do? It changes the energy of the experience. Noticing, could it be that my perception about this situation, when it comes to food, eating, having a body, being seen, what if all that has been a misunderstanding? What if it's not as scary as I think? What if it wasn't dangerous to take a bite or to not take a bite? You get to see, because you might have fear about both of them. I sure did. All right. Let me know how it goes. Lots of love.